All right, y'all. Welcome back to the channel. TCB, the country boy, coming out of Texas. I had a dude send me the clips from the news stations when Tupac and Biggie got killed. So here's the actual coverage from the news organizations that somebody compiled and put together. I appreciate you sending me that about Biggie and Tupac. So let's see what the news media had to say about the deaths back in 1997, 1996. Here we go.
In New York, this is the Channel 11 News at 10 with Guidey Tom, Jack Cafferty, Sal Marciano Sports, and Mr. G Weather.
Good evening. A controversial rap artist who led a troubled existence has lost his fight for life.
Gangster rap singer Tupac Shakur died tonight in a Las Vegas hospital. The controversial MTV award winner who sold millions of records was on life support for the last 6 days after he was shot up in a drive-by ambush. His death was eerily reminiscent of the violence found in much of his music. Don Lark is live outside the studios of radio station Hot 97 in Midtown Manhattan with more on the story. Don?
Jack, it's pouring rain right here on Broadway, but still, I would say a couple of dozen fans of Tupac Shakur are gathered here at the radio station as tributes are played, as the music of the rap artist is being played right now. His lyrics are what made him famous because they glorified violence, they glorified drugs, and they glorified the degrading of women, in the words of many. For that reason, many of his fans either loved him or critics of him hated him because of those lyrics. We heard from Tupac Shakur only 3 days before he was killed. Here are some of his comments.
Today, every young black male needs to be physically inclined and military-minded, and this is part of the military.
This was Tupac Shakur at the MTV Video Music Awards here in New York City 3 days before the shooting in Las Vegas. He's explaining why he stayed in touch with members of his posse by two-way radio.
It's just small, little, tiny, it's out, no big fires, just small, little, tiny sparks that can be put out.
If Tupac Shakur had his radio with him last Saturday night in Las Vegas, he had no chance to use it when a car pulled up alongside his BMW and opened fire. Shakur and a record company executive had just left the Mike Tyson title fight. They were on their way to a nightclub. Shakur was on the passenger side. He was shot 4 times.
Brother was a serious musician, you know what I mean, a real rap star. He was a real brother. He was true. You know what I mean? It's just a shame that, things caught up with him the way it caught up with him.
Shakur's fans knew him as a superstar exponent of West Coast-style gangsta rap. A rapper and aspiring movie star whose music and violent lyrics reflected his own troubled lifestyle. In November of 1994, he was shot 5 times and robbed of $40,000 worth of jewelry in the lobby of a New York City recording studio. Last year, he was convicted of sexually assaulting a female fan in a New York hotel room. He served 8 months' time. Despite his troubles, his future success seemed unlimited. He was working on a new movie, while his latest album, All Eyes on Me, was selling 5 million copies. Tupac Shakur was only 25 years old. Tupac Shakur dead in Las Vegas, ironically, on this Friday, the 13th. Reporting live tonight from Broadway, I'm Don Lark for the Channel 11 News at 10. Kaidi, back to you.
Thank you, Don. The rap music world is in shock over the death of Tupac Shakur. Rap fans who watched as his life hung in the balance are now in mourning. Jonathan Deast is standing by live right now at the Nassau Coliseum on Long Island with reaction from stunned rap music fans. Jonathan?
Kaidi, here at the Nassau Coliseum, groups like the Fugees, Keith Sweat, and others are performing. Much of the talk is not about tonight's concert, but rather about Tupac Shakur's violent death. News of rapper Tupac Shakur's death spread quickly among rap fans and artists at the Nassau Coliseum tonight. Thousands are here for the back-to-school jam. The mood, sadness, and shock.
Tupac made a difference in hip-hop, regardless how you go about it. He was strong. He had his positive moments. He had songs that touched people.
Shakur's death comes almost a week after he was shot 4 times in Las Vegas. It was not the first time the controversial rap star was in the news in connection with violence. He was shot in the groin during a botched robbery attempt in New York in 1994. Before that, he faced charges of sexual abuse. But tonight, fans remember him for his stardom and his music.
Another good brother had to go, but he will be missed. His music, his acting will be missed, truly.
It really is a shock, but hopefully one day, I'll see him again.
And talk again tonight about reports that Shakur's death is a result of an ongoing East versus West rap dispute.
it was a big loss to the hip-hop community. No matter what the man did or said, nobody deserves to really go out like that, you know. I hope this right here settles everything between East Coast, West Coast, and everybody can be one.
Again, Tupac Shakur dead tonight at age 25. We're told fans and artists inside the Nassau Coliseum tonight observed a moment of silence. We're live at the Nassau Coliseum. Jonathan Deans, Channel 11 News at 10. Let's go back to Jack and Kaidi in the studio.
All right.
All right. So also that was bullshit. He's talking about Tupac glorified drugs, violence, and the degrading of women. He didn't glorify drugs. He didn't glorify violence. He basically stated what it was. And the reason why he would say anything of any negative fact that he was strapped and carrying guns and was willing to shoot people was just to get people off his ass, man. He wasn't instigating and trying to go and get kill people. He was trying to defend himself and tell everybody, look, I'm so tough and I'm so bad, don't come mess with me. That's just the way it's done, man. They just don't understand what's going on in the hood. Their reality of what's going on in suburban life, is completely different than what is going on in the hood. Then as far as degrading women, well, based on what? You? Or based on the women that are in the hood? Believe me, if a strong black woman's if she feels that she's being degraded, she's going to step up and she'll tell you. So whatever they're saying and whatever they're doing at the time, if the women are accepting that, of their vernacular and how they're phrasing things, is completely different. Let's just go on to Biggie. All right, here we go.
The life of another major rap star has come to a violent end. Rapper Biggie Smalls was shot to death in Los Angeles early this morning while leaving a party. His death comes almost exactly 6 months to the day that another rapper, Tupac Shakur, was fatally shot in Las Vegas. Bill Smith is live now from our sister station KTLA in Los Angeles with the latest on the story. Bill?
Yes, good evening, Karen. You can imagine the shock waves that went through the Southern California music industry after this tragic shooting. It happened just after midnight here in Southern California after a joyous party turned tragic. The shooting occurred at just about 3:30 this morning, New York time.
The shooting was here in the middle of LA's fashionable Wilshire district called Museum Row when the rapper's car was riddled with bullets, leaving him so badly wounded that he was pronounced dead at the nearby Cedars-Sinai Hospital, often known as the Hospital of the Hollywood Stars. The shooting followed a music industry party celebrating the Soul Train Music Awards, where Notorious B.I.G. performed last year. The party was here inside the Peterson Auto Museum, but when the party became too crowded, the fire department shut it down and sent everybody on their way.
Well, it's still early in the investigation, but it appears that was the intended victim.
So this is another round fired in this war of the rappers?
Well, we hope that we're not getting into that situation. This is a very tragic event. It has similarities to another shooting, but there were a lot of people that were in the area, and we're hopeful that someone would come forward and give us information so that we can close this case.
And at LA's leading rap station, The Beat, the calls kept coming in all day long.
What's it gonna take, yo? You know what I'm saying? Yeah. They say it's not a West Coast, East Coast thing. I'm from New York. I'm living out here in Cali right now. I say it's not a West Coast, East Coast thing. I'm not saying that that's what happened, but what's it gonna take?
I guess there is that undercurrent of East Coast, West Coast.
Yes, it is, but it's pretty much died down. That's pretty much died down. That's pretty much not the issue now. Everything is, hopefully, this isn't anything that has to do with East Coast, West Coast, and we pretty much know it isn't. It's pretty much media hype that we think the East Coast and West Coast kind of going on like that, so.
And at the scene of last night's shooting, fans today told us they just didn't get it.
I don't understand this. I just don't understand it. I mean, this is a beautiful guy that got killed over nothing, really.
And Karen, as you'll notice, just about everybody we talked to, from the police to the people listening to the radio to the people in the music industry, all trying to downplay the East Coast, West Coast rivalry. The police say they don't have much just yet, but they say they are hopeful because they say probably 300 or 400 people may have seen this shooting. Somebody may have recognized somebody. They're trying to talk to as many people as they can. Karen, that's the story tonight, live from Los Angeles. Back to you.
Bill, thanks very much. Here at home, the loss of the Brooklyn native was felt by the many people who love hip-hop music. Although often referred to as a gangster rapper, those who followed Biggie Smalls' music remembered him as a gifted lyricist with a very real message.
To have the memories put up for him because, it really affected a lot of people.
I would want him to be remembered as one of the most talented and gifted artists of his time, and one of the biggest stars to come out of hip-hop.
The 24-year-old rapper leaves behind a 4-year-old daughter and a 6-month-old son.
A damn shame, y'all. I don't know if it was East Coast, West Coast. Tupac getting shot, getting killed, and 6 months later, almost to the day, Biggie gets shot. Don't know. I don't know. Who knows? But man, there could have been a million people standing around there. They're not going to snitch. I don't think anybody's going to snitch. And I don't know if they ever caught the dude that killed Biggie or killed Tupac, to be honest with you. But anyway, that was very interesting. Very good to know, man. I appreciate it. Appreciate you sending me that info. All right, y'all. Have a good day.